Okay, hey, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Bo here. Got another blaster box. This is 2023 Topps baseball cards, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not ripped baseball cards since 1987. Primarily, I ripped packs between 75 and 84. Stopped, came back to it in 87, and then stopped again with baseball cards. I used to be a really big, huge baseball fan. I played baseball in high school and college. So did my brother. The game of the week was always a big deal, but I followed it less and less and less over the years. There's just so many changes. I understand things have to change to kind of bring on new fans, but I never liked interleague play. I didn't like the National League going to the DH. I liked it when it was different. I thought it made the All-Star game more special. I thought it made the World Series more special when you didn't have interleague play, and one league had a DH, one league didn't. Hell, I thought it was better when one league used the umpires used outer protectors and the other ones used inner protectors. Anything to differentiate between the two leagues I thought was better. It made the playoffs, the World Series, more special. And now you've got pitch clock and limited throws to first. And I've been a Mariner fan since '77, and over the years they're put butts in the seats as cheaply as you can without with minimal expenditure. That's just more than I'm willing to take. I'll be honest with you. I think I can only name two Mariners at the moment. That would be like Julio Rodriguez and Logan Morrison, and or the Adam Morrison. See, I don't even know the pitcher. Yeah, I don't even know his name. Sorry. So I guess I know Julio Rodriguez, and that's it. I just I know a few players in the league even. I know Trout, and I know Ohtani, and I know Judge with the Yankees. That was the last Mariner game I went to, in fact, was when the Yankees and Judge were in town, and he hit one that almost left, well, I still think of it as Safeco Field. I don't know what they call it anymore, to be honest with you. But anyhow, enough of my blabbing. So let's bust these packs. It looks like it's I don't know how many packs and how many cards to a pack, but we'll find out together. My girlfriend sent me this. It was very kind of her. We kind of do the long distance relationship, and so she knew I was had played baseball and was had collected baseball cards. I still have some of the old guys I remember. I can still tell you everybody off the '77 Seattle Mariners. I just can't tell you anybody off the new ones. Just ownership. Guys that own the team has just gotten too far afield for me. Okay, so still struggling to open this box. Here we go. Here are the packs. Put them out here so they can be seen a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, 9, 10, well, 10 packs. So 10 packs of cards. And I don't know how many cards to a pack. I don't even know what we're chasing here, but we'll find out. Or will we? Maybe we won't find out. Wow, am I going to have to use scissors to open these? These are very, I'm going to have to. Interesting. Yeah. I can't even tear these things open. Okay, so we got, looks like some base cards. Tyler Glasnow. Drake Skubal. I don't know these names. Taylor Ward. Yeah, I do know who Freddie Freeman is. So that's the City Slickers. Freddie Freeman, I do know who he is with the Dodgers. MJ Melendez. Wander Franco. Looks like it's some sort of a, shinier card. Oh, Evan Longoria. He's still playing? I didn't know Evan Longoria was still playing. All right. So there's a name I know. Juan Soto. Yeah. There's some decent base cards in this one, at least. And Yoshida. So let's move on to the next pack, and I will try harder to get it to open, but I don't know. See, part of the problem is my arthritis is kicking in. So it's tough for me to grab those bad boys. Let's continue to use the scissors, why not? Okay. Will Smith. Tristan McKenzie. Johan Durhan. That sounds like Sirhan. Hey, Bo Jackson. I remember Bo. I saw Bo play as a Royal and as a White Sox in the old Kingdome. I saw him play as a Raider, in fact, against the Seahawks. Roll call. Bo Jackson. You know, if he hadn't broken his hip in that playoff game against Cincinnati in football, who knows what he'd have become. I can't stand these retro futures uniforms. So there's Hunter Brown. Hey, there's no Tiny base card. That's pretty cool. See, back in the day, Noah Syndergaard. That's part of the problem I have, too, is all the weird hair and all the facial hair. You know? I am becoming a curmudgeon as I get older. Can I do this one? Can I do it? Nope. There's no point in even trying. I'm in a kind of a precarious situation here, too, where I'm trying to show these. James Outman, Travis Swaggerty, Drew Walters, and another Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson must be big in this set for whatever reason. Miguel Vargas, Luis Servino. Hey, the dumper, Cal Raleigh. I know who he is. So there's a Mariner who I forgot, Cal Raleigh, the catcher. He's actually got a pretty good attitude. He's very pro fan. He wants to see the ownership. He called out ownership a couple years ago when they made the playoffs and they refused to add some pieces that might put them over the top because a lot of people thought they had the pitching to win it. But yeah, okay. So Cal Raleigh, I know. Forgot about him. Like I said, I don't, plus part of the problem is too, I cut the cord. I don't get Root Sports. I get, the Kraken are on free TV, so I get to watch the Kraken all the time. Retro Philly. I don't care about Kyle Schwarber, but retro Philly uniforms. That's awesome. Stroman. There's a Juan Soto on whatever this is. This BL. But they're all BL, but I don't know what this. It looks like it's a serial card of some sort. There's another Yoshida. Hey, Brewers uniform that I recognize. Don't recognize that Rockies uniform at all. Just dropped that card too. Eric Hosmer, I think I've heard that name before. Last time I played against attention to the Cubs, they had Dave Kingman. Not really. It's been after that. I followed him a bit when they won the World Series a few years ago. J.P. Crawford, to mine, he's never lived up to his billing. Mitch Haniger played with the Mariners for a while. Name I know. Jonathan India, City Slickers, Luis Robert, Robert probably, Spencer Torkelson, Mark Kahana, Miles Mikolas, Jean Segura. I think he played with the Mariners too. He's a shortstop, wasn't he? Yeah. He played a couple years with the Mariners. He was pretty decent. Another guy, that's another thing the Mariners were notorious for, is giving up on guys like Adam Jones with the Orioles, Kyle Wright, Willie Adams, Sonny Gray, that's a name I know. Fairly decent pitcher, at least it was at one time. Steve Kwan, C.J. Abrams in an orange border. Brett Batty. These cards are weird, sorry. George Springer, Kyle Lewis, Whit Merrifield, and Charlie Blackmon. I'd be about halfway through these by now. See, I don't even know what the inserts are, or who the rookies are, or what a good, what a good pull would be. So if anybody sees something that I'm glossing over, let me know. Yeah, I don't know what these are. Here's another type of chrome card. Does it say on the back of them? No, these are like base cards that have a little bit of a chrome tint, little hue to them. Yeah, that's right, because I just don't know a lot of these guys. Tyler Freeman. Max Meyer. Dinger. That's a great name for a mascot, by the way. But I prefer the Philly Fanatic. And when I was a kid, before we had the Mariners, I was a Philly fan. Mike Schmidt was my favorite player. Steve Carlton was my favorite pitcher. I was a right-handed pitcher, but my favorite pitcher was Steve Carlton. My brother's a left-handed pitcher, and his favorite pitcher is Nolan Ryan. So go figure that, right? So I got 2 packs left. We'll get these bad boys open. We get 8 cards per pack, by the way. 80 cards. That's not too bad, really. Lanahan. Oh, hey, I remember Steven Strasburg. He was going to be something really great, and injuries kind of caught up to him. Well, what might have been with Steven Strasburg, it's too bad. Michael Kopech. Isn't he a pretty good closer? Because I've heard that name. Hunter Renfroe, I've heard that name. Alex Bregman. Shohei Ohtani in an orange. You know, that might be something pretty cool, huh? Little Shohei Ohtani. Chris Bryant. Hey, Mike Trout, I know who he is. Mike Trout could have been the next Mickey Mantle. You know, that guy, I saw him play in person. He's got a lot of talent. Brandon Drury. Last pack. Yeah, I don't like the pitch clock. I don't like limiting the throws to the bases. I don't like a lot of the way they do things in baseball now. Chris Sale was a pretty good starter with the White Sox for a while. I know it's a Red Sox here, but it's a White Sox. See, I don't know who that Ronald Acuna Jr. Yeah, I've heard that name. And that looks like that's it. But anyhow, 2023 Topps baseball cards. But back there's a Mickey Mantle and a Roger Maris and a Billy Martin and a Phil Rizzuto and a Ted Kluszewski, Matthews, Aaron, and some cool pyramids that I got. Anyhow, we will talk to you guys later.